Hello guys, welcome back. Here's video 2 of day 2 of ellipses. This time we're going to be given some characteristics and we're going to use those characteristics to write the equation of the ellipse. Alright, if I've got vertices of 5, -2, and -19, -2, what's going to be halfway between any two set of vertices? The center, right? So that's what we're going to use to find the center. Center is very important. We got to know that in order to write the equation. We also need to know our a squared and our b squared. We can use the vertices to find a. We can use the co-vertices to find b. If we know the foci, we can use that and the formula to find a missing part that we don't have yet. And then we also need to figure out what is the direction of the ellipse so that when we write it down, we know how to write our equation. All right, so we got 5, -2, -19, -2. We're going to use the midpoint to find our center here. And when we're doing our circles, we remember our midpoint is at x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So here we got 5 minus 19 divided by 2, -2 minus 2 divided by 2. 5 minus 19 would be -14. Divided by 2 is -7. -2 minus 2 is -4. Divided by 2 is -2. So there's our center. So when we're writing our equation, we already know it's x minus a minus 7 squared, y minus a minus 2 squared. We know it's going to be equal to 1, but now we got to go find a and b. So we can find a because we can know the length now between one vertex and our center point. So if my vertex is at 5 and my center is at -7, what's the distance between 5 and -7? Well, this distance is 5, that distance is -7. Together, that would be a total of 12. So our a value is 12, which means under x squared, because we know if this is my major axis then it's going to be a horizontal. So a squared would be 12 squared, which is 144. And then they also told us the length of the minor axis. So from the top to the bottom is 10, but we don't want the entire length of the axis. We just want half that length because half the length will get us down to that center. So half of 10 is 5. 5 squared would be 25. For a second, we want to stay in this idea of, okay, we got, they give us different information. Okay, let's go to co-vertices. Co-vertices are on which axis? Co-vertices are on our minor axis, right? So for this guy, let's wrap it a little bit. 9, 1 would be here. -3, 1 is going to be here somewhere, say. Halfway in between these two is going to be the center still. So the midpoint between these two guys, so 9 minus 3 divided by 2, 1 minus 1 divided by 2, our midpoint is going to be at 6 divided by 2, which is 3, 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. Please forgive me, it's not 1 minus 1. I keep forgetting with our midpoint formula, it's 9. It's this one plus this one plus this one. So 9 minus 3, and then 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. That looks a little better. All right, so we know it's x minus 3 squared, y minus 1 squared. We know it's equal to 1. Now we can find the distance on our minor axis. And if our minor axis is horizontal, we know our overall ellipse is going to be a vertical ellipse. So if the distance going horizontally between the co-vertex and the center is what? So what's the distance between either 9 and 3 or -3 and 3? That would be 6. 6 squared is 36. Now I know that's my b. Is 6. And the reason why I know it's b is because it's on the minor axis because of the co-vertices. They told us the length of the major axis is 28, but I only want half of the length of the major axis, and that would be 14, which means down here goes 14 squared, which is 196. All right, let's try one more on this video. All right, if our vertices are at 12 and -9, vertices, remember this is major axis, this is our minor axis. So 12, -9 is going to be out here somewhere. -6, -9 is going to be here. So my major axis is horizontal. That tells me this is going to be my a squared. This is going to be my b squared. It's going to be 1. We need the midpoint of those two guys in order to find our center. So the midpoint of our major axis is going to be 12 minus 6 divided by 2, -9 minus 9 divided by 2. 12 divided by 6 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. Sorry, 12 minus 6 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. -9 minus 9 is -18, divided by 2 is -9. So now we know our center. It's going to be x minus 3 squared. Y minus a minus 9 is going to be y plus 9 squared. Now, what is the length between either of these vertex and the center? So distance between 12 and 3 is 9. So 9 squared would be 81. This time they didn't give me the length of the minor axis. They gave me the co-vertices, but we can tell the length of the minor axis by these points. So what's the difference between -7 and 11? That's 4 units, right? So the length of the minor axis is 4. Half of 4 would be 2. We're going to take that 2 and we're going to square it, and it's going to go back to being 4. All right, that's 4 through 6. I'll come back and we'll do 7 through 9.